Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be playing around with the new Morphe and KathleenLights Palette, which I am so excited that I have. Kathleen is my favorite YouTuber of all time. She is the reason I started this channel. She is the reason for so many things in my life. Honestly, she is just such an honest and genuine person, and I look up to her more than anybody ever. She is my biggest inspiration, so I was so excited that I got my hands on this palette. I know that it did sell out in less than 2 days or something crazy, so if you don't have it and you can't recreate this look, I'm really sorry that I'm using it in this video, but she said that it is coming back before Christmas time on Morphe's website, so check on her social media if you want to get it, but it's so beautiful. All of the shades in here are just so different and so unique. I'm really happy that it has some classic Kathleen shades in here, like the gold and the bronzy and coppery shades and the warm transitions. Those are her favorite shades to use, but I think she did a good job of including shadows that not every palette has. This emerald green is stunning. It's beautiful. I mean, hello. I can't wait to do a look with this shadow, but I was looking through all of the tutorials that have been posted already using this palette, and a lot of them were with this shade, so I wanted to try something different, and I also liked the purpley, cool tones in here, so this is what I came up with. It's kind of like a soft cut crease, smoky eye thing. I don't really know what I'm calling this yet. If you guys do want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyes with my concealer. I'm using Maybelline Fit Me in shade 15, and I'm blending that out with a Real Techniques beauty sponge. And now I'm going to go in with the Light Matte Bone shade in the palette, and I'm just going to set everything down so that the shadows blend easier on top, and I'm also using it as a brow bone highlight. Now I'm going to take a fluffy crease brush and I'm going to pick up the matte mauve pink shade, and I'm going to apply this to my crease really lightly, but I'm going to build it up. I also want to take it a little bit higher than my actual crease because I do have really small eyelids, so I want to give the appearance of more lid space, if you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm just going back and forth with windshield wiper motions. Now on a Morphe 441, I'm going to grab the deeper, more cranberry matte shade and add this to my crease. I'm placing it a little bit lower than the first shade, but I'm trying to create more of a gradient and deepen it up a little bit. On the same brush, I'm going to grab the matte light gray shade, and I'm going to add that to my crease as well, but a little bit lower, and I'm going to try to focus it on the outer V of my eye. Now I'm going to grab my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk, and it doesn't really matter what base color you grab, but I'm using this so that the shimmer shade I put on top is a lot more intense. And I'm going to grab a very flat synthetic shader brush and clean this up into more of a cut crease kind of shape so that there's a neater layout for the shimmer shade to go on top. Now I'm taking the shimmery taupey purple color in the palette. I think this is so stunning, and I'm going to pack this right on top of that base I just laid down, and I didn't even need to wet this shade at all on my brush. It's just intense enough on its own. I love it. And I'm going to grab a little bit more of that gray shade, and I'm going to keep it in the outer V again to deepen that up and to kind of help that shimmery shade blend in more seamlessly with the entire eye look. Now I'm going in with my Ciate Fierce Flicks black liquid liner, and I'm going to create kind of a small wing. Well, I guess it's a small wing for me, and I'm only going to take it halfway into my lid. I want to keep the inner corner of my eyes really bright today, so I'm not going to drag liner in any further than right about halfway. into my lid. Yeah. Now I'm just cleaning everything up with a makeup wipe. This is a good trick if you struggle with getting the base of your liner really sharp. And I'm also going to go apply some false lashes off camera, so I'll be right back. Now I'm going to take the Sephora Afterglow Illuminating Primer, I think it's called, and I am just going to put this in all of the areas where I want it to be a little more glowy. For foundation, I'm going to take the Anastasia Stick Foundation, and I'm in the shade Warm Ivory, and I just wanted to talk about this foundation for a second. I've heard a lot of really mixed reviews on it, and personally, I really love this foundation. I think it gives a nice, like, semi-matte natural finish. But I do understand when people with dry skin say that it doesn't really work out for them. It is a little stiff and hard to blend out, but if you have oily skin, I think you'll really love this. You can see here my brush it drags a little bit, but I think it's worth it because the finish is nice and it does last on my skin a really long time. Anastasia is one of my favorite brands of all time, so I was a little disappointed that it wasn't as universal of a foundation as I imagined it would be. But if you do have like dry skin and you want to try this out, maybe try adding a serum or like a really thick moisturizer to your skin before applying it, and you might like it that way. But if you do have oily skin like I do, I think you'll really like this, and the shade range is incredible. There are so many shades. Now for concealer, I'm grabbing the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 15, and I'm just putting this under my eyes, down my T-zone, my nose, my forehead, all that jazz that I always do. And I'm going to blend it out with a damp Real Technique sponge that I really need to wash. It's disgusting. And once that's all nice and blended, I'm going to get out my RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm going to just bake all of the areas where I tend to crease and where I get oily. So under my eyes and then around the edge of my nose. I always get really oily there throughout the day. While that's baking, I'm just going to go in with my Lorac bronzer, and I'm going to bronze up my skin. I'm not going to do like a contour or anything today. I just kind of want to warm it up and use my bronzer as a contour. For some reason today, this was just showing up a lot darker than it normally does. I don't really know why, but it's okay because I'm going to go in and fix it in a second. So I'm just going to take some of my RCMA powder on my beauty blender, and I'm just going to clean up those lines to make it a lot less muddy looking. This is a really good tip if you don't have like a really sharp contour brush or you mess up. Now I'm just going to wipe away my bakage from underneath my eyes. I'm going to keep it under my cheekbones for a minute while I finish up my under eye. And I'm going to go back into my Morphe KathleenLights Palette, and I'm going to take this brush from Eco Tools, which is kind of like a fluffier smudge brush on one end, and I'm going to dip into that light mauve matte shade that I used in my crease, and I'm just going to blow that out under my lash line. I'm not going to make it too dark, but I do want it to look a little bit smoky. And then I'm going to flip the brush over, and it has like a little flat definer brush on the other side, and I'm going to use that matte gray that I also used on my lid to smoke out the lash line even more. And I'm just flipping the brush back over and blending everything out. And now I'm taking this pencil brush from Morphe, and I'm going to dip into the first shade, and oh my god, I did not know how intense this was going to be. I mean, you can see my reaction in a second. Yeah, This is the most beautiful inner corner highlight I've ever used. I'm like still shocked at how amazing this was on the inner corners. And I'm just going to wipe away the rest of my baking, and I'm going to go in with my Anastasia powder contour kit, and I'm just going to brighten up all of the areas that I highlighted using my concealer. And I'm going to use a Sephora Pro Setting Powder brush, and I'm just grabbing the banana shade to do all that. So putting it in the middle of my forehead, under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, all that good stuff. I find this part just like so satisfying using banana powder. I don't know why. And I'm going to go in with some mascara. This is the Loreal Telescopic, just to blend my lashes in with the fake ones, and putting that on my lower lash line as well. To highlight, I'm using my Anastasia Glow Kit in Gleam, and I'm going to take the shade Crushed Pearl and put this shit everywhere. I don't know what came over me. I have not been into highlighting at all recently, but I felt like with this eye look, I don't know, I just wanted to load up, so I'm just putting this everywhere. I'm going to put it on my forehead too, because why not, you know? Just going all in here. And last for lips, I'm going to use the NYX lip liner in the shade Pale Pink, and I'm going to line my lips and then fill them in with this as well. And then lastly, I'm going to take the Ultra Matte Lip from Colourpop in the shade Trap, which is like a really pretty gray, purple, taupey color that matches the eyeshadow really well. And I'm just going to put this everywhere. I love this shade so much. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.